Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Got a special request for this video. A viewer sent me a private message asking if I could take a look at a scenario that he or she created, didn't really ask, but L-05, I guess, is this person's first scenario and wanted me to take a look at it. So okay, happy to do so. You are a nanomachine created by a massive medical corporation, Aztec. Released by accident after a lab shutdown, you escape. Can you become sentient and destroy humanity from the inside out? Find out in one of 3 unique paths. Note, requires nanovirus to be unlocked. Do you even know who I am? Of course I have that unlocked. We're fine. Nanomachine gameplay, a secret ending, a new vision on Plague Inc. Goodness. Somebody's feeling very confident. Okay, let's give it a shot. So this is a nanovirus, no problem. I guess we could stick with the metabolic jump. I don't really see much of a reason to change things up. Now, we did typically go with the pathostasis so that we can reduce, the kill switch stuff. I don't know if this particular scenario is going to play a little bit like the standard nanovirus. I guess we'll find out. L-05 is what we're going to be playing as. Here we go. Kaboom! August 4th, 2208. Wow, far into the future. Aztec lab's gone dark, and an explosion has happened in one of their many labs across the world. Where did it happen? Reboot successful, initiating subroutines. Where should I start? What's a good place to start, actually? You know, we haven't started in, India in forever. We're gonna say this is an Indian nanovirus. Because in the future, India will be technologically superior to all of you heathens. Alright, let's see what we got for our transmission. We have subroutine multiplication. One of the 3 subroutines enables rapid multiplication of existing nanomachines, increases chance of randomly upgrading, i.e. mutation. We do start off with a little bit of lethality, I'm noticing. That's important. Acid enables acidic melding of the hull to bypass membranes of the body. A little bit more infective. Basically just a little bit more infective and severe than its counterpart. And then militant. One of the 3 subroutines takes control of several parts of the human brain to enable aggressive thoughts in the mind. Very severe. Okay, I'm assuming these are not mutually exclusive to each other, and if I have to start with anything, I'll probably start with the subroutine acid, and we'll see how that works out for us. Acid 2 advances acidic compounds to become more advanced in infiltration of the body, enables further resistance to medicine, and increases infectivity. Cool, early game drug resistance. That'll be handy. For symptoms, we have acidic enhancement. Now I'm guessing, not sure, but I'm guessing that each of these subroutines in the transmission will unlock a different series in the symptoms tree. So if I go to, let's say, multiplication, do I get new symptoms? Heck yes, I do. Okay. Well done, Pravus. Your instincts are always right on the money. Cool. For our abilities, we start off with Alpha Phase, initial boot up phase? Okay. Which allows for L-05 to begin its subroutines. 3 currently exist. And then if we go to Beta Phase, allowing for more complex subroutine initiatives and special abilities relating to each subroutine. So I'm guessing this will either unlock some new transmissions or symptoms the further down this tree we go. So it's gated, that's fine. We have heat resistance and cold shielding. Alright. And then Cure Hack. Attacks the cure directly, resets parts of the kill code from being transmitted. See, this is the reason we went for pathostasis, was exactly something like this. So okay, good to know it's here. And then we have drug resistance. Hardens its external shell to defend against antisynthetics developed by governments or Aztec itself. Cool, instead of antibiotics, we have antisynthetics. I guess that's something that will exist in the future. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to full speed and see how things work out for us. I guess we'll focus on a lot of transmission in the early game. I could go for the militant, but that would increase my lethality, which is not something I'm especially keen on, so I think we'll pass on that. Do I want to go for multiplication 2? Triples each nanomachine, further upgrade chance. I guess we could go down this route and just sort of see if the mutation takes us anywhere cool. Did I even read these? Compounds in acidic hulls can bypass white blood cells and convert them to nanomachine use. Or, replica quality check. Replicas now pass a quality inspection to become more effective at infection. So when it self-replicates, it checks out its new clones like, oh man, you look pretty good there. What the crud? Okay, multiplication appears to have gotten me into some new places. Was not expecting that, but I'm not exactly unhappy about it. Let's save up a couple more points and we'll go for the acidic. Let's see. Yep, alright, sounds good. Lots of infectivity. Then we have acid 3. Creates compounds so acidic, they break down the skin as they enter, and the vapors can lift the microscopic machines into the air. governments, no E, will act at once, period. Okay. So is this telling me that I'm guaranteed to get notice? Maybe. There is some lethality attached to this, so this is probably not something we want to go for too early on. Multiplication 3 quadruples nanomachine production, allowing it to literally infect 4 times as many humans. Well, I mean, that's sort of the implication when you quadruple it, but okay. Practically upgrades on its own now. So a lot of mutation chance is what you're telling me. Any reason I wouldn't want some of this stuff? I mean, it's so far pretty good. There's no lethality, so I'm not feeling too worried about the mutation. But who knows what's actually gated behind that? I guess we'll find out. Now, I don't think I need to go for a resistance this early on, so I guess... Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. They're working on that cure amazingly quickly. Holy crud. Okay, we need to do the cure hack. Like, ASAP we need to do the cure hack. I was not expecting that. Okay. L-05 destroys and resets further parts of the kill code transmission. Ever wanted to see panic in a human's eyes? Wow, that is so absurdly fast. It can't be just because I got the replica quality check. Like, really? I can't devolve this and get rid of some of the lethality. What the crap? That is way too fast. I have to save it for the cure hack. That's the only way I'm going to survive. Well, here's hoping. I'm glad I noticed that before it was too late. Thank you, Sound Prompt, letting me know that I was about to die. Cure hack 2, okay. Then we have Cure Hack 3, significantly increases cure research requirements. Didn't quite finish it there. But there is a character limit on this stuff, so that would be why. Rewriting some of its own code lowers infectivity. Ugh. Cure reset. The cure is disabled and all progress is reset, made by humans. Only written down code on paper can be retyped, and all software relating to your destruction is gone. 25 points. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to save up some of that then. Here's hoping we get around. It seems like this particular scenario is far more infective, I should say, than I otherwise might have expected. Like, there must be something coded into the scenario that these guys are more likely to get infected. At least that's the impression that I am currently getting. Okay, do we want to go for multiplication 3, or do we want to go for acid? Let's go for multiplication 3. Heavy replication hacks any and all factories nearby to increase effectivity by a massive jump by creating more and more of itself, even by the bucket loads, and ships them off. Well, that's going to cost 30 points, which is a little bit too much. Now, we did get the replica quality check. That opens up to formities. Begins to manifest itself on solid objects and can become formed upon solid objects. A little bit redundant there. Increases infectivity in wealthy and or urban environments. Not bad. Cross species. Animals. Very infective. My God. Grab. Vaccine corruption. Overloading the vaccines necessary to cure the nanomachines, they overload and effectively neutralize the current vaccine. Sounds good. I'm actually going to pick that up and let's see if it has much of an effect. Not as much as I think I was hoping for, but it's technically something. Anstech admits to nanomachine breakout. In an interview with Anstech CEO Jason Sesqui, I have no idea how you pronounce that. The believed nanovirus modeled after L-05 was a technical failure that got out of hand. Anstech promises to help shut it down before anything drastic happens. Well, 200,000 people are dead. I would call that pretty drastic. Maybe you wouldn't, but it fits my criteria pretty well. Insect. Insects accessible to nanomachine influence increases infectivity in humid climates and poor areas. Okay. Food infection. Wow, that's a lot of infectivity and severity. Grab. And then we have exhaust cling. They begin to cling to exhaust ports of airplanes and cars. That's also very infective. I'm going to grab that as well. Can I get 6 more points to reset the code if I need to? Now keep in mind, we did grab pathostasis, which is good, because that should make it so that these abilities don't get more expensive. Had we not grabbed this, this actually could be a lot tougher. So, okay. Insect mutated for free. Nice. I like mutation. That's good. Let's grab some cold resistance, because I think we're going to need it. Do I want to grab the beta phase and see what happens? Or do I want to grab anything else? I could grab the militant, but what I'm afraid is going to happen is because this is so severe and so lethal, we're not going to be able to get into places like Greenland. At least that's what I'm afraid of. I guess we'll find out. Let's go for more cold resistance to reduce the likelihood of that happening. Let's go for the beta phase. And that opens up acidic explosion, overloading and detonating. L-05 spreads across a random selection of countries. Due to risk of detonation, becomes more lethal permanently. Okay, that'll be a pretty good option for me if we can't get into Greenland. Goose Chase. Several dummy drones to sponge up the cure for a little while, but reduces resources after use to the cure. So that is a factor in the standard nanovirus. You can reduce the cure, but it'll overload and increase cure speed later. Not sure if that's something we want to dabble with or not. Nanomachine subtypes. There's actually a lot in this scenario, such as weakening and distracting machines to help allude to the immune system. Allude? I guess that's... I actually don't know if that's spelled right. Anyway, software update, becoming more efficient in energy handling. It's only 4 points. I'm not sure what it does. I'm going to grab it on the off chance it's useful. Let's grab for the acidic enhancement, because I want to find out what else we have accessible to us. Acidic destruction, causing immunodeficiency that can be lethal. Okay, a little lethality there. Bone fusion, becomes harder to cure but lowers infectivity, but not by much. We have bone gnaw. Nanomachines eat away at bones very slowly, but leave the majority intact, causing fractures and breaks when pressure is applied, but no stat-in changes to that, so I'm not sure what it does. Acidic refinement. Very infective there, but even smelling them passes the membranes of the nose and enters the bloodstream. Terrifying. Okay, well, Again, I'm going to hold on to some points on the off chance that I need them, but I don't think so, considering how many countries we're infecting right there. Do we go for Cure Hack even further? It would reduce my infectivity quite a bit. Not a ton. I guess we could make that work. I don't know how much... Does this actually reset the cure down to 0, or does it just reduce it by, let's say, 10%, in which case I shouldn't rely on this? I don't really know. Maybe, maybe not. Let's go for the heavy replication, and we're going to get a ton of infectivity, and let's see how well we can spread. Now, we are spreading rapidly in some places, like Brazil. Some of these hot locations, no problem whatsoever. Okay, that's going well. I'm going to grab a little drug resistance, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab the cure reset now and just sort of see how that works out for us. And as far as our symptoms, let's go ahead and grab Militant Subroutine and see what that opens up for us. Combat Streaming, a little bit of lethality to it. Okay, not so bad. What are we missing? Caribbean, Iceland, Morocco, Philippines, New Zealand, a lot of islands basically, and that's it. Now, the good news is, because we haven't infected, you know, as much critical mass in some of these countries, it looks like a lot of countries have not shut down their airports or docks. In fact, I don't see a single country that has managed to shut that down, despite our extremely high severity and lethality, which really surprises me. Bone Fusion just mutated for free. Okay, we have the Caribbean and New Zealand. Okay, there's New Zealand done. If we can get into the Caribbean, then I guess I won't even need the acid explosion thing. We need something that'll slow down the cure even further. Let's go for... Well, it looks like we got Bone Fusion whether I liked it or not. Okay, never mind. I guess we're gonna go for the Cure Hack and slow things down further. Gamma Phase, you am become death? I know that the phrase is I am become death, but this is a little awkward. Once it has passed beta phase, goes into alpha phase, you mean gamma phase, so that's a typo. This is a phase that Anstech can't even begin to fathom. Well, I'm not sure if I have enough DNA to justify that. Militant Gathering. Increases infectivity, but less effective in the long term. Let's go for the Combat Streaming. Karate. Karate? Okay. Infected are able to obtain more advanced combat training. Basically, I want more lethality across the board, I think. And if we can't get into the Caribbean, then we'll use the acid thing, but it looks like we just did, so okay. We're super infective, we've gotten into every country in the world, now we need to start killing them so that they can't work on the cure. Makeshift weapons. Teeny bit lethal. Weapons handling. Infected learn to fight with a plethora of different weapons, including pipes and such. Yes, that's a plethora of weapons. This is very infective and also some lethality, so I'm going to go for the subtypes, because that will accomplish my goal of continuing to infect, despite the fact that we are killing people. And now that we are killing and we have a bit of cure resistance in our virus, then it looks like the cure is no longer going to be quite as much of a threat. Enhanced combat training, they become skilled in guerrilla warfare and ambushes. Still not a ton of lethality. You know, I would expect from the militant subroutine that we would get a lot more lethality than we are, but it appears that acid actually does a lot more. So let's go for bone destruction, because we have the points for it. That's super duper lethal. Oh, yeah, that's right. You go, ambulance. Let's see how well that works out for you. I don't think you're going to save anybody's life. They're all dropping off like flies. Reinforced nanoplates. Very survivable. Meh. Acidic destruction doesn't do a lot for me. Acidic refinement. Bone gnaw. Acidic destruction will probably lead to something pretty good. Let's pick it up. Aggressive overload. Overwhelm the white blood cells. Okay, and then we have skin manifestation, eating away at excess fluids for fuel. Doesn't seem to do much of anything, and we're already maxed out on infectivity and severity, so... Okay. I kind of wonder if this scenario was intended so that you're able to go down just one of these subroutines and still win, which would explain why so many of these symptoms have really high stat increases. I mean, we have obviously not gotten through like about half of the symptoms, and yet we are completely maxed out. Do I want to go for the gamma phase just to sort of open it up and see what happens? Yeah, I just kind of want to see what else the creator has managed to put into this scenario. Then there's omega phase. Error, highly experimental phase enables conscious.bat. A batch file, I guess. That opens up skin breakdown. Again, doesn't seem to do much of anything. Don't really care about any more transmission. I wonder if this is like the secret ending or something. I don't know if we're going to get enough DNA to pick it up, but I'll give it a shot if I do. Yeah, we're killing pretty quick here. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the Omega phase and just sort of see what happens. Anything? Does not appear to have done a dang thing. Enhanced combat training just mutated for free. Well, wait, what's this? Conscious. Use at your own risk. I need 57 points. I don't see that happening. Just completely eliminates all lethality. And we become a sentient virus, I think is what happens with that. That's too expensive. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. Had I stuck with only one subroutine, I probably could have. But alas, I did not, because I wanted to experience as much of this scenario as possible. And sometimes that means you just miss out on, you know, some content and special endings. And people get mad at you in the comments section. Rise of the Xenomorph comes to mind. How was I supposed to frickin' know? Anyway. Okay, well, 24 points left. I could buy myself a little extra score. What do I want? I guess we'll just go down for some more transmission here. Militants, I'll grab the heat resistance as well, and that pretty much should end the scenario. So there's a lot of content in this thing. Like, oh my gosh. So many symptoms and transmissions. And all completely custom descriptions, which does take a while to write. I mean, I'm in the process of coding up my own plaguing scenario right now, which I'm hoping to release later. Got 3 stars for that. But anyway, yeah, so I know how much work goes into a lot of this stuff, and this was actually pretty well planned out. I do kind of question the balance of it, simply because I could go for any of the 3 subroutines, and it seems like there's a little bit too much stat increases in that, but I don't know, it certainly worked. I liked the extra pressure added from the cure. It seemed like it was going really, really fast. I was not expecting to see 50% cure research so quickly, but, you know, yeah, that was good, actually. That was a pretty good scenario. I liked it. I like the variation. I like the customization. It played well overall, and I like that so many things were kind of gated behind each other in a logical way. I don't know, the whole scenario just made sense to me. Obviously, I could have gone for different endings. I'm kind of curious what other endings there are besides just killing everybody. But I think you'd have to go down just one subroutine to make that work. In that case, maybe I missed the entire point of the scenario. I don't know. But 3 stars, not bad. Yeah, I liked that one. Well done. That's pretty good. Guys, you can go check that out. Make sure you upvote it. Thank you all for watching. This has been Pravus. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If so, then hit that like button, leave a comment with your suggestions, and of course subscribe for my future content. And I will see you guys next time.